Hi, welcome to Neppy Invest. Today we're going to have a look back at week one of Appendix 4C season in October 2020. I've mentioned before in other videos that typically these quarterly cash flow statements come in at a trickle at the start of the month, and we definitely saw them come in a trickle this week. We only saw four. I've already done a video on Selfwealth. The other three that were released this week were Dynamic Drill and Blast Holdings, 8Common, and iCollege. So I'm going to go quickly through those three ones just because not much else happened. And first we'll start with Dynamic Drill and Blast Holdings. So this is a newly IPO'd company about 2 months ago, I believe. So this is their first 4C they've released. And you can see some good cash receipts, almost 7 million, and operating cash flow positive to the tune of 1.2. I've also included the cash flows from investings up here just because they did spend $1.8 million on property, plant, and equipment. And I would like to know to what percentage that investment in property, plant, and equipment went to growth and what went to maintenance. It does make a difference. The assumption is just 50% each, but you can't really assume that. So they were, when you take both cash flow from operating, cash flow from investing, they were slightly cash flow negative, but the good thing is their operations were cash flow positive. And the fact that they've got a market cap of only 23 million is attractive too. Because they've only been listed for about 2 months or so, not much happening with the chart. We did see some good price action in September, so it got to a low of about 32 cents or so. And then we saw some good buying up until about 50 cents in the last 2 trading days. We did see some selling come in, but that's just sort of trending towards the moving average. But at this stage, it's a fairly new company, so you can't really get anything from the chart or even from the 4C. So it's either a company you're just going to have to wait to see what happens in the future, or maybe take a small holding. I have taken a small holding in DD or DBB, a small holding. So if they do improve through the next year or 2 years, I can actually add to that holding. And if they go nowhere, well, I didn't invest much at all. So it's in my long-term portfolio, which I'll hold for as long as possible until their story change. And as you can tell just by the name, Dynamic Drill and Blast. So they provide drilling and blasting services to construction and mining services or sectors within, I think it is only within Western Australia. So they have room to expand throughout the whole of Australia, and maybe that's their hopes and their dreams or their plan. So let's get to the next company. It's called 8Common. The ticker code is 8CO. They have management of financial payments and transactions. So they have 3 sort of things they do, or main things they do. So one of them is called Expense 8. The other one's Pay Hero, and the other one's Card Hero. They do have some impressive clients like the Australian government, New South Wales government, even the Northern Territory government. That's impressive. And Woolworths too, some others along there. So got the receipts on the left-hand side there. So nothing's been happening with 8Common the last 3 years or so. There's no trend there. Lumpy, up and down, up and down. So nothing too exciting with that. Their cash flow from operating, only 52,000. Cash receipts, 998. So nothing greatly exciting. They don't spend much money on, if anything, on investment in property, plant, and equipment, unlike drill, blast, and drill, whatever it's called, a DDB. And then I've just taken the 3-year chart here, and you can see at the start of the chart in May of 2019, there was a lot of excitement, probably April and May 2019, a lot of excitement was pent up in 8Common. It went from a share price of 4 cents to actually 20 cents. So a lot of hype, not a lot of volume. You can see in the bottom there that I've put in volume there too. So not a lot of volume, and then it's just drifted back over time just because there's not a lot of excitement, even though the share price went up a lot. A lot of the share price just drifted down with time and went all the way back to almost 4 cents again. In the last 2 months or so, we've seen much more excitement. You can see the volume really increasing, and around you can see my mouse here, around this area, just before September. So what's the month before September? August. This would have been a good time to buy if you were thinking of buying. So 8Common, market cap of 24 million, a little bit more excitement within this company right now. but because of their financials, I'm not that keen to buy unless I see some sort of trend upwards. The next company I'm looking at is ICT or iCollege. So this company, well, I shouldn't have to say what this company does because it's pretty obvious. They provide sort of educational stuff to students and a lot of international students too. So cash receipts are very impressive, increasing in cash receipts from January 18 to October 19. So good uptrend there from 0.36 all the way up to $3 million. And this current quarter, they've got $3.2 million, and that leads to an operating cash flow of $315,000. They were provided, you can see government grants and tax incentives of $602,000. So they were provided that. So if you take that away, they were cash flow negative. I do prefer to take that away from that because that's more than likely just a one-off unless bad things continue to happen. A little bit surprised they had that much because I thought, look, I haven't been following it closely, but I thought international students would be much lower this year than previous years. And what do you know? The market has been excited about ICT the last 2 months again, just like Common. It's gone from a share price of just under 4 cents to about 12 to 14 cents. And it's gone down to 11 cents today, increasing volume too. So actually quite a bullish chart, this one, and a market cap of 58 million. So for those who are holding ICT, a fairly bullish chart, no reason to sell out right now. It could continue to go up. They are cash flow positive, even though you take those government grants into consideration, they are cash flow positive. So for holders of ICT, it is exciting times. So that's all for today. For those 3 companies other than Selfwealth that did report their Appendix 4C this week. In following weeks, I won't be able to go through every single company because they're going to come in and flood by the end of the month. And if I do a video on every single company that released their Appendix 4C on the last day of the month, actually I think the last day of the month might be a weekend, so it'll be the last trading day of the month. If I do a video, I think the video is going to be like 5 hours long, but I won't do that because I do have a life other than this. It may not seem like it, but I do. Anyway, I'm not a professional, so make sure you seek professional advice from others. If you do have any comments about these 3 companies, because I'm not the biggest, don't have as much knowledge as maybe some people out there. So if you do have something different to add, just leave a comment, and I will always look at comments and delete them if it's a bit of spam, or reply. I'm trying to reply to all comments. So that's all for today. Have a good day, and I'll talk to you later.